It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. But before we jump in, guys, I do want to point out that my background is a little bit different, and this is why. So, guys, obviously, you know that every Friday as much as possible, let's just say that, we do a segment with Pops where it's Pops off on pop culture. We give 100% of the proceeds back to the vets. So I just wanted to let you guys know with Pops and his health issues right now, I am visiting him in California, and that's why everything looks a little bit different. I kind of look crazy right now. We're tired, but it's all good. Everything's good, and Pops looks great. So he should be back before we know it. And with that, that's not the whole reason we came here as far as this video, but I at least wanted to give you guys some sort of explanation, and thank you guys for bearing with me. We'll be back to our normal studio space next week. Love you guys. Let's jump in now. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about Erika Jayne, Erika Girardi, Erika Chahoy, whatever you want to call her. We're back to talk about her and her soon-to-be ex-husband, Thomas Girardi. Guys, we know that she filed for divorce back in October, and if you've been living under a rock, let me just remind you really quick the series of events that have taken place. She literally filed for divorce in October. He was still practicing law, still doing seminars, speeches, everything in between up until December. And then in December, he started getting bombarded with all of these lawsuits. The lawsuits were different clients accusing him of stealing their money that he's won from cases and money from high interest accounts. It's not just the clients who are accusing him, though. He owes creditors, debtors, everything. And it's upwards of $50 million in total. That's right, guys. So over tens of millions of dollars are owed. And one client in particular is here to claim on her son's money that she's been trying to get for so long. I know that we've talked before about Joseph Rui Gomez, and Joseph actually endured a tragic burn accident where PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, they messed up. And now this man has over 90% of his body burned. Well, his parents, Jamie and Kathleen, actually recruited Tom Girardi to join them in trying to get some sort of settlement. Not like that makes it any better, because it doesn't, but trying to get some sort of settlement to set him up for the rest of his life so this man doesn't have to work. Now, they did end up winning about $12 million. And after they won it, Mr. Girardi was able to sort of guide them in the direction of putting all of their money in one big lump sum into a high interest account. This blows my mind. Not only did he guide them, but he also showed up at the hospital numerous times to go visit Joseph. He spent time with the family. He made relationships. And with doing that, they trusted him. They trusted him with the $11 million, $12 million. Actually, the exact amount is $11,747,245.92. Again, by him saying that he was going to put it in a high interest bank account, it was said to be at a guaranteed rate of 6.5% a year, which is $763,000 their money would be making every single year. It sounds great. And honestly, you could just live off of the interest, right? You wouldn't even need to live off of all of the interest, but just some of it. So with this high power attorney guiding you in this direction, letting you know, yes, just let me take your money and I will put it in a high interest account. You can live off the interest. You never need to touch the $12 million ever in your life. Why wouldn't you do that? Especially a man who he was a part of the whole Aaron Brockovich story. He's a very high power attorney. He's won awards. He's one of the most trusted, or was one of the most trusted attorneys in the state of California. They thought that they were doing the right thing by recruiting him, only to find out, no, they weren't. And that's not their fault. So now they've just recently filed another motion on April 29th, just begging the court, please do not roll over the money that he owes us into your Chapter 7 involuntary bankruptcy. Please We just want our money back. We've been chasing after it for so many years, and they have. After winning the $11 million in the first place, Thomas Girardi again told them, hey, let's put this in a high interest bank account. They would call, yes, your money's fine. And then after a couple years, call, yes, your money's fine. Finally, the parents, Jamie and Kathleen, wanted to take the money out of the account. Well, Mr. Girardi was like, no, you don't want to do that. And they said, no, Thomas Girardi, we want our money. After that, he went ghost. They couldn't get a hold of him. So they ended up recruiting another attorney to go after Mr. Girardi, to go after him and find out where exactly their money is at. And they won. The judge actually granted the whole motion in court, letting Mr. Girardi know, you need to pay them back the $12 million you owe them. Where is the money? He said, okay. He paid back $1 million of it. So now this family is continuing to fight by filing another motion, again, on April 29th. So just 2 days ago, filing this 2 days ago in order to get their money. How long are they going to have to chase after this money when they had to go through a years-long court case to begin with in order to even win the $11 million settlement? They should have never... Well, how would you know? I was going to say they should have never let Mr. Girardi take the money and put it in a high interest bank account. But if someone's telling you they can make $700,000 a year off of your money, I mean, wouldn't you do that? You would think. The sad part in all of this, though, is the Rui Gomez family, they're not the only ones who have suffered from this. There's another victim of a car crash who is owed over $700,000. There's victims of the plane crash, widows and orphans left behind that are owed $500,000 up to $500,000 a piece. They're the creditors and debtors, again, who are probably the last to be paid, or technically in this case, they might be the first to be paid and then the victims will get paid, but they're probably the least impacted by it. It just, honestly, everyone's kind of getting screwed here. Mr. Girardi's being investigated for alleged embezzlement, but after the series of events just claiming that he has late onset Alzheimer's, early signs of dementia. The Pasadena mansion is being sold. It was a $16 million mansion that they're now going to put on the market for $13 million. So he will be getting evicted. But before he gets evicted, of course, the mansion was burglarized. Erica Girardi's signature is coming up on a few documents all of a sudden, and now she might be investigated. Her funds might be in jeopardy because, well, they're trying to prove that Mr. Girardi has been transferring money to her businesses. Now, if that's the case and he's been transferring money to her businesses, she could be liable for a lot of this as well. So this just is one big Ferris wheel that is never ending. I feel like every time we turn around, there's more and more information coming out. And a lot of fans are also disappointed with Erica Girardi. Fans don't believe that she didn't necessarily know. And now that the trustees are asking her, hey, listen, you have over $20 million in gifts. Why don't you hand over some of your jewelry and some of your clothes, hand that over to us, and we can pay back these victims? Why don't you cooperate? And she said, no, absolutely not. This is not community property. This is my property. These are gifts that were given to me by my husband. I was in this marriage for over 20-something years. I'm not handing over all of my stuff to you. To what? Be broke? No. So fans are like, it kind of seems like the Ice Queen's heart is just still a little bit cold, especially when you think about these victims come from insane tragedies, again, like burn victims, car crash victims, earthquake victims, plane crash victims, like boat victims. What you can't make this up. This is honestly going to be a Lifetime movie or a Netflix movie, something, but don't give the money for it to Erica Girardi at this point. She sounds like she's good with her $20 million in gifts. This just makes people feel all over the place, and I don't necessarily blame them. Now, what we do know is that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 11 is about to air May 19th, and the main storyline will be just this. Everyone wants to see how Erica Girardi's divorce is going to play out, what it looks like navigating that divorce. And the biggest question is, did you know? Did you have any part in it? And why did you get a divorce in the first place? Obviously, we know that Garcelle, Dorit, and Sutton have all been questioning her, and she felt like she got it from all of the ladies this whole season. She felt like everyone was kind of coming at her out of left field. And, you know, she did make a statement, I will remember by the end of this who was there with me and who was against me. Well, as of right now, nobody's really with you, Erica, because we kind of think that you're not really making an effort to help out. That's what it seems like. She wants $600,000 out of the sale of the mansion. She doesn't want to hand over her jewelry. She doesn't want to help the trustees. She doesn't really want to do anything to make this better. For what? if you lived and benefited off of some of this money, allegedly, wouldn't you think that you would do your best if you weren't aware that that's where the money was coming from to give back and try to help out in the situation? I would think so. I think a lot of fans would think so. I don't know, though. I don't want to just speak for you guys. I want to know what you guys think. So, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, comment below. Give me your thoughts. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that being said, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.